Good evening. I hope that on this menu I am not the hors d'oeuvre. Thank you very much, Justin. And what a remarkable young man he is. 21 years old, running a campaign. Justin, when I was 21, I was trying to get my gas in my Gremlin. You know, that was my big goal, trying to get people elected to the state government. A few nights ago, going door to door, I went to this very humble home, and I knocked on the door, and this older lady, this tiny little woman, answers the door. She's like 4.5 feet tall, and she must have been about 150 years old. And I tell her who I am, I give her my little sales pitch, and the whole time she's staring at me, just dead-eyed, just staring. And then she holds her hand out to me, and I give her my hand, and she puts both of her hands in mine, and she looks up at me and says, "Jim Westhoff, will you be a good representative?" Of all the questions I've been asked, she was looking right into my soul. I mean, just looking right dead at me. And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I will." And she said, "Well, you got my vote." I said, "And you put one of those silly signs in my yard, too." And it just goes, moments like that give you energy to keep going and reminds you of why you're in this to begin with. It's for that little lady in the back street in Bridgeville. Tonight, as we're remembering the past, and we're also working for the future. So I want to talk a little bit about the future. When Justin, Ed, O'Connor, and Dustin cornered me one night and asked me to run, yes, they did push me into the corner at the Bridgeville Library. I said, no. It was Tuesday, and we had to wait until Friday to buy groceries. 40,000? No, people like me don't run for office. I'm not a millionaire. I'm not connected. My last name is Westhoff, for goodness sake. I'm not, but then the more I thought about it, over the next few days, talking with Cindy about it, and I thought, well, that's what was supposed to happen in the first place, wasn't it? Wasn't that what our founding fathers had in mind? Was supposed to be the regular guy from down the street, someone who's accessible, one of the people, by the people. So that's what we need. So I should run. So there it was. So I threw my hat in the ring. Someone who knows the struggles of regular people. Someone who is accessible. And someone who is willing to step on toes, rattle cages, to get things done. And that's what we need. Right now, the people in 35th District don't feel that they are represented. I know this because that's what they're telling me as I go door to door every evening. They feel like no one is fighting their fight. They feel like no one is in their corner. When I tell them that last year I made $37,000, and I'm the rich guy in my street, and I said, when I tell them that the guy across the street from me can't get a job making cabinets, the lady around the corner is about 3 weeks away from losing her home. When I tell them that, they're nodding their heads, and they're signing up because that's their life, that's their street, and that's what they want to fix, and they don't feel like it's being done. And word is getting out, slowly, surely. Just the other night, I was canvassing here in Bridgeville, and all of a sudden, a four-wheeler comes racing up to me. So, oh, this is going to be either really bad or really good, Turns out he was just a man from around the corner. He said, "I heard you were in town talking to people. I wanted to hear what you had to say." So, I gave him my bench, and he's asking me tough questions. And I was working on him there for about 10 minutes. But I'll tell you, when he drove away on his four-wheeler, he had a yard sign under his arm. So I got him. Not only am I going canvassing door to door every night, I'm giving speeches. I'm giving speeches to everybody from the 9/12 Patriots to the Progressive Democrats, and tomorrow morning we're at a Baptist church in Bridgeville. And every one of those groups, even though they might be conservative, liberal, every one of them are frustrated about the same things. They're frustrated at the lack of action being done. Do something, folks. That's what they're saying. They're telling me people aren't doing something. And they're all frustrated about the same things. When they see me, like me, they're frustrated at their classrooms getting bigger. They see people out of work, and they see cuts in state services. What they do not see, and it makes them mad, are no one's reining in the salaries of some of those absurd salaries of the state workers at the very top. No one is really pushing for real education reform. They do not see the representatives out there doing what needs to be done. Since we're just family, I'll give you a little secret. Nobody else knows this, really. We're going to win. I can see it. Victory is right there. Every door I go to, I leave, and they don't know who. When I get there, they have never heard of Jim Westhoff in their lives. But when I leave, they're a 5 out of 5, and they're putting a sign in their front yard. I mean, Wendy's going door to door with me, Justin, my son, everybody's seen it. It's amazing. We have a perfect storm right here, right now. We have an anti-incumbent general mood in the country. We have a one-term representative who doesn't have a lot of legislative successes to which you can point. And on the other side, you have a tenacious, hard-working candidate. Working against us is an incumbent who is personally very wealthy. And we also have a state party, Democratic Party, our state party is correctly focused on preserving our incumbents and keeping our majority. Those are the two things working against us. But we can win, and we will win. This victory is certain if the people in this room right here tonight decide it's going to happen. Tonight, we can all resolve to pull this off. We have the largest geographic district in the state. And right now, it's a big red blob. Now, I hope that in the past 2-3 months, I have demonstrated to you that I deserve your support. You know, night after night of canvassing, weeding into swamps of conservatives and leaving with some votes. And also, I hope I've demonstrated I deserve your support by putting everything I have on the line. My family is putting everything on the line, my time, and I hope that Cindy has shown that she deserves your support. When I'm out there canvassing every night, it's her job to get our 3-year-old squared away, you know, in the bath, our 14-year-old getting his homework done, and then everybody ready for bed every night. So I hope that we have shown that we deserve your support. Tonight, I ask that I need your support, not just money, because we need money too, but we also need help people with meet and greets. You know, I want to meet your neighbors. You have some friends over one evening, invite me over, and I'll win every one of them if you give me that honor. I need some canvassing buddies, of course. I need people to help me with phone calls. And next Saturday night, we have a fundraiser right here in this room. We're having a improv comedy night. It's a professional improv group out of Rehoboth Beach, and they're doing a fundraiser for me right here in this fire hall. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know times are tough, so I want to give people a lot of bang for their buck. So we're trying to give them something fun to do tonight. But without your help, without the help of the people in this room, we won't win. It's just the reality. Sooner or later, I'm going to run out of yard signs. So I need your help. That tiny little lady in Bridgeville, she needs your help. It's time for all of us to step up and say, we demand to be represented. It's time for us to stand up and be Americans. Thank you.